And that's the beauty of it. If Christ was not tested on every point, how could he be the high priest of the Melchizedek cloister, Emerald Order, Holy Order of the Unified? How could he be tested on every point unless he had endured? Now, Jesus says, as I am, so are you. You're going to be tested. I am not of this world. I am the light of the world. Jesus said to his disciples, you are the light of the world. And you should be tested. Because they hated me, they'll hate you. You know, let the dead bury their own dead, but come follow me. So you're going to be tested too, right? He endured until the end, and he overcame death in his body. And if you endure, as you rise up as a tall poppy, I don't know whether you know, in Australia here we've got the thing called the tall poppy syndrome, where if you rise up amongst the field as a tall poppy, they're going to chop your head off, right? Everyone's going to be shut down. You become in the field, you become low, you know, everyone's the same. We don't want anyone sticking their head up. It's the same thing. It's like, you know, the moment that you come into a revelation, your family will say to you, oh, no, Jesus, don't start speaking like that because they'll think you're crazy. Same with me. When I found the revelation of Christ in me, my self-identity, that I am Christ, like God said, I started speaking it, and everyone's trying to chop my head off. Everyone's trying to shut me down. Why are they trying to shut me down? Because the moment that anyone else in the past history has tried to speak this message, they've been shut down, and of course they're all subdued. Everyone in the world is subdued. Oh, just be a peaceful servant. Sheep to the slaughter. Sheep to the slaughter. Be a peaceful servant. Do what the controllers say. Don't speak up. Don't speak up. You'll be shut down. Come out from behind the lattice. You know. And I realised that I must speak up. I will not remain silent. I will not remain silent. I must proclaim. I must announce. I must bring forth. I must preach to all of creation. And you know, that's the wonderful thing. When I first heard the voice of God, and it came as a beautiful, surprising, beautiful comfort to me, I said, what do I do? You know, because at that time, I just want to tell you briefly, very, very briefly, I was working in a church. I was in a church. I had ministry with the children where I went to the schools and taught the CRE, Christian Religious Education. I had a men's group and I had certain things I was doing in the church. And all of a sudden, when I started realizing what I was, I am Christ. Everyone else started shutting me down. The pastors shut me down. They banned me night and morning service, and they took all the ministries off me, you know. And I said, Jesus, where can I pour my water? Where can I pour forth my water, you know? And God said to me, Grant, that's my name, Grant, speak to the air. You're compassed about by a great cloud of witnesses, and they are not made perfect without you. And when you declare to them their way of salvation, that's one of the commissions in the church, by the way, make known to the powers and principalities and rulers of darkness in this world. When you preach to them the manifold and manifest wisdom of God, they shall start to practice it themselves, and they no longer shall be a burden upon you, because they've been trying to live their lives through you. You're the temple of God, and all the ancestral spirits are trying to live their agendas through you. But when you teach the ancestral spirits of your own creation coming forth in the family matrix, when you teach them how to find God within themselves, they'll get off your back. The monkey will get off your back. All of those ancestral spirits will no longer try to live their agendas through you, the temple of God expressing in the earth, but they will find their way through themselves. So I was determined to express myself so they could hear me, so they could get off my back, and that they could find their own way through those ancestral parts of me that were trying to live their agenda through me, you know. And so it was that I preached the gospel to all of creation. Those parts of me that stepped down through the many matrices of billions and squillions of years of incarnational memory, that were trying to live and project their life through me to find their own fulfillment, I taught them how to find it themselves. I taught them how to find it themselves. There's only 2 commissions in the Bible, you know. Make known to the powers and principalities, you know, of this world. Make known to them. Tell them how they can find it themselves. Those disembodied spirits and lost souls, tell them how they can do it themselves. Make known to those, you know. And so I did. I made known to them. And, you know, be baptized in his name. Yeah. Can you take the baptism that I took? Can you drink the cup that I took? Can you, you know, lay down your life of false identity? Can you take that baptism of death? Death to the old self and life to the new self? Can you drink the cup? You know, have a look in the Bible, you guys. I mortify the deeds of the flesh. Those things that I was or have perpetrated through me, I'm the expression of the ancestors. And I have many, many incarnate selves in this creation. According to the teachings I'm learning right now, I have 1,728 incarnate selves right here and right now in this simultaneous creation. I'm telling the same message to all of them. Rise up. And as you rise up and accrete unto yourself the ascension process, you rise up into the highness of the knowledge of the living God that stepped down here as yourselves, the many selves that represent themselves in space-time. You know? Do you think that Jesus Christ was the full representation of God? How could he be? How could God come down into space-time matrices and express himself in the fullness of the energy that God is? He couldn't. God expresses himself through every one of us in the many step-downs that we all are in the fullness of creation. God's source cannot manifest in one being. God's source manifests through all beings in all space-time matrices. Even though there are distortions within our templates, we can cleanse and purify those right here and right now through the intention to let that mind which was in Christ be in us. We are the wholeness of God in fullness and entirety, and collectively we are God. God is us. We are the one life that exists. We are the one life that exists. And that's us. It's you and me. It's everything that be. And every species, every elemental form, everything in creation is a divine formulation. There's nothing outside of God, and all things are contained within it. Praise be to the living God that works through me and through you and through every one of us to shine the light of glory into everything that be. And I accept you all as members of myself. Like Jesus said, you know. When he received us all unto himself. You know, that's the sign in the Bible. Jesus received us all unto himself. That's the ingathering, right? If you don't ingather, you scatter. If you don't ingather, you scatter. Jesus received us all unto himself, and he resurrected. All the members of the entirety of all creation came back into reformulation within that one body that was called Christ, and he escaped from here. He rose up into light. And when you receive all members of creation as your own divine reformulation, you also will rise up into light. And you won't be here in this world of alienation, this world of corruption. My kingdom's not of this world. If you love this world, you hate God. This world is passing away, and all the lusts thereof. This world is corruption. This world is a distortion. It's alienation from God. It's a projection of mind that creates an unreality. Wake up, arise, return to me, sons of God. It's a wonderful thing. It's a wonderful thing. And I hand over the mic now to Excellent Choice. Come on up.